You can't will your way through burnout. In fact, the harder you push yourself, the faster it'll break you. Burnout's not about willpower, it's about losing purpose and control. Jim did everything right. He worked hard, he saved money, he built the life his degree was supposed to set him up for. On paper, he was successful. Everything he did, he was good at. In fact, he was one of the best in his career. But the more expertise he developed, the more he started to hate his job. Every time he learned something new or tried to innovate, he ran into the same wall. We don't do it that way. Then came the excuses. Usually petty reasons why change would cause irrelevant, minute problems. It was maddening. Jim could see how clearly productivity would skyrocket, how outcomes would improve. It was obvious. No matter how clear he made it, nothing changed. Worse, the people making the decisions, the ones creating the problems, were often the least knowledgeable about the work itself. Jim started waking up tired. By noon, he was irritable. At home, he was checked out, snapping at his wife, feeling distant from the kids. He kept pushing forward, though. He'd cling to willpower like a life raft. But every idea he proposed got shot down, and eventually Jim joined the quiet quitters. He showed up, he did the minimum, and he went home. His nights were filled with Netflix and YouTube and scrolling, anything that would keep his mind off work. Home really wasn't an escape. Arguments with his wife became more frequent. His kids pulled back. Weekends were too short. And vacations never felt restful. He was never rested, never free. See, Jim didn't burn out because he was lazy. He didn't burn out because he lacked willpower or grit. He burned out because willpower can't fix being trapped in a system that denies you purpose and control. That's the truth about burnout. It's not about discipline. It's not about grit. Burnout is your soul's rebellion against living without meaning. Willpower, I'm not knocking willpower. It can get you through a tough workout. It can get you past a late night deadline. Willpower has its value and has its place. But it can't replace purpose. It can't fix a job or a life that's disconnected from what matters. People thrive when three needs are met: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Autonomy means you have a say in what direction you're going. You set your own route and you follow it. Mastery means that you are really on top of your skills. They make a difference. You know what you're doing in a way that you're almost one with your craft. And purpose is believing that what you do contributes to something bigger. You strip those away, and there's no amount of willpower that can keep you going. So what's the fix? Reconnect with purpose. Not a checklist of healthy habits, not a productivity hack. Purpose. That means looking at your life and finding the things that align with your values and then leaning into them. It might mean carving out something new outside of work. Maybe in family, maybe in your community, maybe it's a creative outlet. And sometimes it means asking the hard questions. Facing reality head on is something you'll hear from me a lot. You have to ask, is this a system that I'm even capable of living out my values in? Can I become my ideal self in this setting? You see, burnout's not going to be solved by muscling through. It's solved by rerouting yourself in meaning. Because at the end of the day, you don't need more willpower. You need more purpose. See, life is filled with all kinds of compromises. But if we don't go back and reconnect with our values, we end up compromising those out all the way. And we have to always come back and check the compass. Are we heading in the right direction? So, if you're feeling burnt out, here's what I want you to do. First, ask yourself, why did I get into this role in the first place? It doesn't have to be work. You can feel burnt out with family, with your friend group, with your church, anywhere has the potential for burnout. Why did I get here? What was in my head when I decided that this was a good decision? Now write it down. I know everyone likes to just, I think about it, but write it down. There's something very important that happens when you have a pen in your hand and you put your thoughts to paper. I love watching those light bulb moments when somebody finally comes around and aligns their life with their ideal self. Most of us get optimized in the wrong directions. But when that energy gets channeled in the right direction, amazing things happen. I love being a part of that. So once you've written all those down, the second thing I want you to do is look at your answer and ask, what does this tell me about what I value most? For me, it's synergy. When everything is aligned, purpose and behavior and thoughts, friends and coworkers and organizations, all the parts add up to more than the whole could be on its own. I love to see those moments. So I have to find synergy whenever I see burnout creeping into my life. Third, find somewhere in your life where you can live out that value. Maybe it's a behavior, maybe it's a small change, maybe it's something completely different. For me, it happens in my work. A client and I unite on the search for meaning and purpose and tangible next steps. I love that. But outside of work, I look for it when I'm serving at church, spending time with my family, or connecting with my friends. I love those purposeful nights that go beyond just hanging out. Your answers are going to look different, but the process is the same. Don't fight burnout by just grinding harder. Fight it by aligning who you are with who you want to be. And if this hits home, don't just scroll to the next thing. Take action. Get out the pen, ask 3 questions. Also, hit like, hit subscribe, share this with somebody that you know. And if you want to go deeper, I've got a link in the show notes where you can join my newsletter and get more tools and strategies and straight talk about building a life filled with purpose.